anytime soon. The new U.S. ambassador to Kenya, Mr. Kyle McCarter, will be handing in his credentials to President Uhuru Kenyatta at State House, Nairobi. He is not a total stranger to Kenya, having worked with a charity organization whose head office is in Tharaka Nithi County. Neither will Mr. McCarter, the 17th ambassador to represent his country in Kenya, be first to have personal attachment with the host country. The 14th ambassador, Michael Randenberger, married a Kenyan woman and has a holiday home in Malindi. But it is the first U.S. ambassador to Kenya, Mr. William Attwood, who went a notch further. He had bought 50 acres in Karen, Nairobi and intended to retire in Kenya. At the expiry of his term, President Jomo Kenyatta was pleased to hear so and teased him, "I am told you're coming back to live here. Take up Kenyan citizenship and we might appoint you our ambassador to the U.S." But that wasn't to be. On return to the U.S., Mr. Attwood, a career journalist, published a tell-it-all book called The Red and the Blacks, a personal adventure that annoyed Kenyatta's government so much that it was banned in the country and he was banished from ever setting foot in Kenya. The highlight of Attwood's book was an expose on an alleged plot by Vice President Jaramogi Odinga to overthrow Kenyatta's government. He wrote, "The first indication I had from Kenyatta that he didn't trust Jaramogi was in mid-June when he called me over to discuss outside financing of Kenya's politicians. I agreed with him that all aid to independent Kenya should go through the government. But what about Odinga's subsidies from the Chinese and Russians? I know about them," said Kenyatta. "I have already called in their ambassadors and told them to stop." Kenyatta asked whether the United States could provide the police with some planes to increase its mobility in case of a Zanzibar kind of uprising. There had been a military coup in the islands. Morumbi, the foreign minister, pointed out that Odinga's home base was 4 hours by road from Nairobi. "I promised to forward the request to Washington,"